watching Cricket Midweek. Welcome to this edition of the show. Now finally, the Australia-India Test Series kicking off in Adelaide and not Brisbane, but it's taken off and there's good action taking place there. Good cricket going on between Pakistan, New Zealand, England, Sri Lanka and lots of other countries in this very hectic World Cup season of cricket, of course. But then let's start by talking about good news as far as Sachithra Senanayake and Kane Williamson are concerned. Now Williamson, of course, chiefly a batsman, not so much a bowler, but among those suspended, prevented from bowling in international cricket, as was the case with Sachithra Senanayake and a lot of others. Now both of them have been cleared to bowl again. Now what this means is that someone like Sachithra Senanayake can hope to play the Cricket World Cup February and March next year, and the speed with which he was cleared after testing at the centre in Chennai means that for players like Saeed Ajmal and Prosper Utseya and Zohar Qazi, who all probably hope to play that World Cup, if they can remodel their actions well enough and quick enough, it'll probably only take a couple of weeks between the time they're tested and the time they're cleared, of course, if their actions are clean, because Williamson and Senanayake both tested in Chennai towards the end of November and they've already been cleared, of course. 7th January, the deadline for submitting the final team, so there's just about a month left between now and then. So if Ajmal and the others can get their actions tested, well, they can all play again. The good news also as far as Sean Abbott is concerned, he's back to cricket. He took a few days off, of course, after the entire Phil Hughes incident, after bowling the bouncer that felled Phil Hughes and then eventually led to his death. He took a little time off, didn't play club cricket, but he's back playing Sheffield Shield cricket, back bowling bouncers and back picking up wickets, back celebrating those wickets. So he looks like he's all there. A young man, a very young man who was obviously inadvertently thrown into a very complicated situation, seems to have gotten rid of his demons and is back playing cricket, which is wonderful news both for him and for Australian cricket, because he's a very talented young batsman who probably has a pretty successful career lined up in front of him. The news is not so good, of course, from the Jesse Ryder front. He's not 22 like Sean Abbott, he's 30. His problems with indiscipline over the years have been very well documented, of course, and now after opting out of a New Zealand A tour recently, he has not been considered for the 30-man long list for New Zealand for the 2015 World Cup, which is unfortunate, of course, but I suppose you have to say that the New Zealand selectors were left with not much choice because, well, Ryder has had his problems, of course, and he seemed to be getting back. He seemed to be settling down and taking his career, making his career his priority again. But this extremely talented New Zealand batsman, one of the most talented batsmen to have come out of those shores in quite a few years, doesn't look like his career is really going anywhere. And in a few New Zealand papers also talking about how it could well be the end of the road for Jesse Ryder, which is not good news at all. For the moment though, there is a big hurdle that his career has hit, and the World Cup at least is off limits as far as he is concerned. And well, as far as Srinivasan is concerned, it seems like either the BCCI or Chennai Super Kings is going to have to be off limits for him. There's been no major development as far as the hearing into the IPL spot fixing case in the Supreme Court of India is concerned, but the hearing's been going on and we've been getting little snippets of information about the proceedings there, and it seems like the judges of that Supreme Court bench are not terribly happy with the way Mr. Srinivasan has been handling both the BCCI and being the owner as part of India Cements of Chennai Super Kings. There's been talk of the conflict of interest case that's we thought was had been shoved under the carpet, but it's reared its head again. And though the hearing primarily is into the IPL spot fixing case, the Srinivasan conflict of interest case has cropped up as well. We are expecting a final verdict from the Supreme Court of India on the spot fixing case very soon, but it does seem like Mr. Srinivasan might have to let go of at least a couple of things. He's of course involved in lots of things as far as cricket is concerned. He might have to let go of a couple of things, if not all of them. So a lot of action going on in the world of cricket. Of course, that India-Australia series, the marquee one of them all. A lot of one-day cricket in West Indies or in South Africa. Lots of cricket, lots of news from off the field as well. We leave it there as far as this edition of Cricket Midweek is concerned, and we'll be back next week with a lot more.